Hello everybody, Corinne here with Outsiders Farm and Sanctuary. I have a few minutes, so I was going to tell you a quick story about why I'm waiting on a repairman and give you a Wilma update. And I tried to get rid of the glare in my glasses. They don't go away, but I feel like my four-eyed friends can relate. So I am waiting on a repairman to get here to replace the windshield for our Meep, our feed vehicle, our mini farm truck, our Subaru Sandbar. We call it the Meep. Thanks to our friends at Oddman Inn, they've kind of started the Meep movement, and it's a great little vehicle for farms, but it's a little tricky when you need a replacement part because these trucks are imported from Japan, and whenever you need a replacement part, a good chunk of the time it has to be imported from Japan. Now, we did find a few different companies that keep these mini truck parts in stock in the US, or they import them regularly, so the parts are pretty easily accessible, but it turns out a windshield is a little trickier. So when the windshield got broken, you might want to know how the windshield got broken. Let's just say goats and a mini truck windshield do not mix. So the goats had an oopsie. They broke the windshield. My heart broke because it wasn't just a little, oh, we'll just, have a little windshield repair. This was, the whole windshield needed to be replaced. So I go online and I was able to find a windshield for like $700. I was heading to checkout because our board member and volunteer Lori was going to save the day and pay to have the windshield replaced because we got to have it. I go to check out and there's almost $500 in import fees. And I thought, oh my God, $1,200 to replace a windshield. This is crazy. But you have to have a windshield for the Meep. So luckily I remembered there's GNR imports that we bought a previous part from for the Meep when it needed a air valve replaced. And I called them and they actually had a used windshield, like new, in stock, and it arrived this past Monday. And when it arrived, it was broken in like 3 different pieces. It was absolutely horrible. And it was the day that we had a ton of packages delivered, and I'm like, I hope somebody wasn't angry and like threw it. But this windshield looked like our windshield was ruined from the goats running and hurting it. This looked like a stampede of elephants went on it. I mean, it was no longer a windshield. So I called GNR Imports. Fortunately, it was insured and they had one more used windshield in stock. It had a tiny imperfection on it. They said, we're gonna ship it out to you. If it arrives non-damaged, minus this little imperfection, we'll go ahead and take an additional $150 off. So it was supposed to arrive on Wednesday and it didn't. And I was starting to worry. I was like, oh my God, maybe they didn't send it to us because it got damaged in, transit. Well, fortunately it arrived yesterday, all in one piece, thankfully. So now we are waiting on the glass repair company to come and take the broken one out and put the new one in, and then we'll be good to go and hopefully never have to experience that situation again. So, which also, if the second used one had broken, we would have had to wait like 8 weeks for the next shipment of windshields to come from Japan, and 8 weeks is a long time. So super grateful. So that was positive. We're so grateful that Lori was able to help us out and cover the cost of the windshield. The new windshield that we got, we still have to pay like $230 this afternoon, but we will have finally a no longer busted windshield. But okay, so now a Wilma update. I posted yesterday that Wilma gave us quite a scare. She had peed in front of me, and TMI warning, if you have a sensitive stomach, mute me or skip forward a little bit, but Wilma urinated pus Yeah, it wasn't just pee. It was chunky pus. So obviously she could have a urinary tract infection, but being an unspayed female, it's likely that this is maybe pyometra, or she has some sort of uterine cyst, something not good going on in her lady bits. So yesterday I brought a urine sample to the clinic. Well, I didn't. Jeremiah did. I collected the urine sample. He came for Walt's laser therapy, and then he took the sample back. And the pee sample came back clean, that she does not have a UTI, which this was a rather clean sample. This did not have pus in it, but after talking to the doctors today, they still want to do a culture. But with it about to be the weekend, it's not a good time to ship urine samples. So Monday morning, I've got to collect a fresh sample. We're going to send it off, and we've made the decision. Wilma is going to be spayed on Wednesday. It is not worth risking her getting sick. You know, right now she's still feeling good. She's eating great, drinking great, fighting us on getting her steps in. But for the most part, she's feeling really good. And if this is a uterine issue, she's going to have surgery anyway. And the longer we wait, the higher the chance of her going septic or having some other issue or being really sick. And it's already very risky for her to have surgery because she's overweight, and anesthesia is hard on a non-obese pig. But because she is obese, we don't want her to also be battling an infection if we can avoid it, or, sepsis and going under anesthesia. So they really feel like it's best to not wait and try to diet her down and get some weight off of her while treating with antibiotics. So it's best to just go in, take the uterus out, and solve the problem. The reason we're going to go ahead and do the urinary culture is just to make sure that she doesn't need antibiotics for something. So Wednesday is the day Wilma is gonna have surgery. We did contemplate going to UT. That's a huge drive for us. It's like 5.5 hours, and it would be like a 3 or 4 day event of having to drive her there the day before surgery, hospitalization. And Wilma, that's a lot to ask of her. She's a creature of habit, like all the other pigs, and she's not left the farm in almost 3 years. This is her place. It's going to be a big deal to take a 15-minute ride up the road. The stress of a transport and hospitalization away from everything she's used to is something that we worry would hinder her healing. So we're aware of the risks. We've gone over them with the doctor. We feel really comfortable with the doctor doing the surgery. This is going to be a little bit more costly than a regular spay for us. And of course, there will be follow-up care and medication, and we're going to do blood work and IV fluids, and all those things really add up. Like Walt's medical bills this month are already over $1,000 just for Walt. Fortunately, Minnie's bills have been covered, and a newer medical patient I can't talk about just yet. After Monday I can talk to you guys about it. But just between like medications and regular care, like I had to get heartworm prevention for the dogs and some other medication, and that was like almost $700 this month just for that. So it's all adding up, and we're trying to get gravel in and grading done, and I know like I've got my foot to the floorboard mashing on the fundraising gas pedal, and some people like to judge us about it or think we're being greedy or just desperate. I don't know anybody else in our area or in this part of the world that is doing what we're doing for the number of animals that we're doing it for. And yeah, I know it seems like we're never getting ahead. We feel like we're never getting ahead. We're literally trying everything possible. Tomorrow I have a tabling event. I'll be there for like 4 hours. So Dan and the kids are manning the farm here. Just to try to get the word out and try to maybe recruit some new donors, some new volunteers. So yeah, please, if you can, send a few dollars our way for Wilma, for Walt. There's just so many animals that we're taking care of, and I wish I could do it for pennies. I wish I could coupon, be like one of those extreme couponers and get like all the things covered with couponing and donations. And I think a lot of people think, well, if you're a nonprofit, companies will just give you the stuff that you need for free for a tax write-off, and that's really not the case. So we're really trying to be as frugal as possible. We're trying to get bills paid as much as we can just with Dan and I's money. Dan has a lot of kind of like personal frustration that we get a lot of negative judgment and remarks towards us about the fundraising we need to do as a nonprofit, and he says he wishes he could just make all the money in the world so we didn't have to ask for donations. But unfortunately, we did not win the lottery. I played one time because I was having a good day last week. I thought, oh, it's a lucky day, I need to buy a lottery ticket. And anyway, we did not win the lottery, and unfortunately, we just only have so much of our own personal finances we can give, and really just like $1 from everybody would make such a huge difference. Yeah, this is supposed to be a 5-minute video, and we're going on to almost 12, but once the new windshield is in, I'll show you guys the before and after. And if you have a Meep or a vehicle, keep your goats away from it if you have goats too. So yeah, but I have to go get feed after this, and then we got to get all of our stuff ready. I haven't decided who's coming along animal-wise to the event tomorrow, or if I'm bringing animals. It's mainly a dog walking event to raise money for the local Humane Society, but yeah, I've got to get our tent and table, and we had a bunch of posters printed, and Mickey from Crafts for the Animals donated a really nice display. But I got to get the van packed up, and we have to feed extra early so Dan has time to help me come and set up. But if you're in Hartwell or in the area, come see us tomorrow from 10 to 2 at the Dam Dog Walk at Big Oaks Recreation Center. I think that's what it's called, in Hartwell, at the dam, so just go there. But yeah, if you can make a donation, we'd be so grateful. We hope you guys have a great weekend and are hopefully enjoying the weather. It is so nice today. It's been 80 degrees instead of 100 degrees, and there's a breeze, and it's so nice. But yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.